with me, but I sensed that it was Eddie and lots of workers and another female besides me. A whole chunk of the dream, I can't seem to access key points of the dream. In the rubble, let me make sure that, yeah, that in the rubble of the house, there was change. Lots of change. Okay, a lot of change. Just think about change all around you right now. Just change. You just as you walk, just change. Mounds of change. That's not what she said, but she says lots. Um, Loads, she said, of change. So think of Duckwing McQuack. He swims through the change. Um, Mostly quarters. That's the highest number of change you can have. Okay. Um, it was mostly quarters in the rubble. By the time I thought, I am so confused. Yeah, okay, right. This is Kaya's dream. This is Kaya's dream. I'm just reading out what she said. Kaya, please. Okay, this is what Kaya said about her dream. Okay, so she's in a house. There's this construction work going on. In the dream, there's somebody, Eddie. Is it Kai Zanav's Eddie? A different Eddie. You got an Eddie. That guy's Eddie, you know? Too. Okay, so she's with her friend Eddie. And the lots of the workers. Ed and Eddie. Yeah, workers. He has a lot of the workers around. And then there's another female there besides Kaya. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Kaya's with her friend Eddie. A lot of workers and another female besides herself. Okay. Now, mommy says a whole chunk of the dream Kaya says a whole chunk of the dream she can't remember. But in the. Because she knocked you out. High phone, mute her, please. Huh? Mute her. Mute. Please mute it. I'm sure when it's all. Is not allowed to talk. Okay, Mom, but let me finish this, okay? So we can see if we put it all together. Now. So Kai's in this house with all the workers and her friend. In the rubble of the house, there's a lot of change. Loads of change. There's a lot of quarters, everything like that. By the time she thought about collecting some change, it was time for everybody to go. Now, they were leaving, but Kaya decided to stay back. She wanted to stay back so she could try to collect some more change. Okay? Could y'all just y'all gotta get serious for 2 seconds, okay? And let me finish. That sounds like a bankroll. Yeah. All right. So, but it's in a house. It's a house with construction work going on. Right. Now we can try to break that all down after I finish reading it. She stayed back. She tried to collect some more change, but she was very conscious of a couple. So there was this couple sitting across the street, and she was very, very curious about what's going on with them at the restaurant. They were sitting there and they were looking out the window. The woman herself, she had a much stronger, intense look on her face than the man did. Okay, now inside, there was, inside the attached house. Now, remember, there's a construction worker house, and then there's that restaurant across the street that Kaya sees these people as she's in this house. She sees these people who are looking very peculiar to her across the way from this house. So then she sees there's an attached house to the where she is. So what she does is she goes next door to this house where these people are on in the attached house, and she says it appears that the people in this house next to the construction house, there's the construction house, there's another house next to it, and the house next to it is the people own the house having construction. They're in this next house next door. And they're all having this major conversation, Kaya says. She says, the owners of the construction site were in the house next door. I went into that house, never spoke to anyone, but they were speaking among themselves. I left out. I was still nervous about bringing attention to myself. Who was there? The people who own the house, apparently, who's doing the construction. Like, there's a house next door. So, say it's her friend's Eddie. I don't know if it's his house or not, but he's working on that house. Kaya has a friend. He's working on that house. And her and her friends and him, they're all in that house. There's a couple across the street looking peculiar. And then next door, there's some more people. And the people next door own the house where the construction is going on that Kaya's doing with her friend, Eddie. Okay? So then she says she never spoke to anyone there because she was being real sneaky. She said that they were speaking amongst themselves. And then she turned around and she left out of that attached house that was attached to the construction house. She left out because she was still nervous about bringing attention to herself. She says last she remembers she was going back to collect some more money. That's probably why she was dripping sweat when she woke up in a panic. Because she had no business in no people's house trying to collect their change. But what's menopause? What are you doing on people's? Yeah, that's what it was. That happens too. Menopause is very wicked. You don't drip sweat many nights until you figure out some help. How do you know why she was dripping sweat? Now, the thing is, she was dripping sweat and she woke up and she wanted to share that with us, but she didn't finish there. She said that in that dream there was an email, and written in the email was the numbers 258, and then she saw on the side of a warship in this dream a number 519. It was a warship with the numbers 519 written on it. Then she saw written in that same email, out of sequence, with garbled text. So basically, the text was speaking in tongues. So it says, Con, biggest lie, and 188. So she saw in the email, Odyssey, it says, Con, biggest lie, and then 188. So what I did was take that 258 that was written in an email, the 519 that was on the side of the warship, and then the 188 that was under the con and biggest lie. And then I dissected what those would look like, okay? What those mean. Now, 2, I know already is duality, okay? Now, she saw that in the email. And let me get my paperwork. So I'm going to start with the lowest number is 188. She saw that 188, and in that text said, Con, biggest lie. Con, biggest lie. So with number 1, that's the first number. 1 is strength, I will, and you know and the 1 is new beginnings. 1 is the Alpha and the Omega. 1 is I, which is you. Number 1. So 1 is, number 1 start is the beginning of everything. Okay? Number 1 is the beginning of everything. It stands for strength. Making things happen, being a chief, a prince, a leader first. I will. It means unity, oneness, priority, the beginning, new beginnings. One is a number of success, confidence, because it takes something to start something. And one is the start of everything. Zero means nothing. There's 1 through 9. Okay, so 1 is the start, it's the alpha, it's the omega. And then she had 88. So let's just think of starting something. Let's think of being a leader, being first, having will, knowing that I am the I am the maker and the owner and the designer and the creator. That is 1. I create all things by starting with one thing. So that's 1. It is very confident. It is a very successful number. Okay, and then we have 8, right? And so 8 is a very divine, okay? 8 is a new beginning number. It's like 1 is. So they stand for the same things. In that email, it says, con, biggest lie. Maybe that meant the start of something new, the start of something big, new beginnings, having strength, as you navigate those new beginnings. Number 8, because she had 188, so this is going to carry for both 8s. And when a number is doubled, is magnified. So what you'll do is you'll take this 8 and you'll magnify the strength and know that it is twice as strong. Whatever the properties of 8 is, you magnify that and make it twice as strong. So new beginnings, that's one of the biggest things about 8s. And that's the same thing about 1, it's a new beginning. So it's a sequence of messages. Okay? Looking for sequences. It is also balance, it's abundance, it's strength in all forms of support. So it's a divine plan. It is confident. It's the same as number 1. Number 1 is very confident, right? It's an overcomer. Number 1 is an overcomer because it's the first to do something, the first of anything. It is resilience. It has a lot of stamina. It needs to gain or remain strong. 8 is it's an infinity number. It brings you full circle.
Yes.
So, a lot of things that begins and then it comes right back and then it joins itself. Okay? So it's a very, with 8, it's an infinity number. It's an infinity symbol. It's a closed loop. That means you never can go off course. There's no way to go off course in number 8. It always leads you back right around and keeps you going until you make the right corrections, right? If you have to keep going back around until you master it. So help with tapping into your inner strength, perseverance, right? Not quitting, change, and growth. So that is what she saw when she saw the 188. And then her next number that she saw was 258. So we already handled 5, 8. So what I'm going to do is 2 and 5 now. Now 2 is one of my favorite numbers because 2 is everywhere for me. 2 is magnified in my life as 22. I probably see it 22 to 42 times a day. And so I love 2 because it's a number that speaks to me a lot. And so 2 is everything. 2 is everything you can find in this world. 2 is up and down because there's a high, there's a low. There's a yin and there's a yang. 2 is a number of duality. So when there's good, there's going to be bad. Then when there's highs, there's going to be lows. You're going to succeed, you're going to fail, right? You're going to be happy, you're going to be sad. You can't get away from that. You can try all you want. But let me tell you about your dopamine and your serotonin in your mind. If you only have too much joy, you can get off course. Too much moment you just know. You matter of fact, just know when you have a whole bunch of joy, you're gonna have a whole bunch of sad. There's gonna be that low to balance you out. And a lot of times when people are ill, it's because they don't get the balance. Right? Okay, so I just want you to know that the duality is highs and lows, good and bads, evil, good. So it is number 2 is a number of duality, balance, union, and separation. Right? Because duality is good and bad, high and low. So that's union with people and separating from some people. So that's the union and division. Anytime you get 2 or more people, you can do a lot more than 1. So 2 is a powerful number. It magnifies and doubles. You got your wisdom. You got your judgment. It is a number of partnership, right? Because 2 people who come together build the partnership. It is a number of harmony. It's your yin, it's your yang, it's your joy, it's your pain, this is your success, your failures, your highs, your lows, your strength, your relationships, your separations, your partnerships, your endeavors, your reconciles, and your complexities. Focus on navigating both sides of that. And then you'll have our souls are older than we are, right? Our souls are older than we are. And it understands the highs and lows. It understands that 2 things can be true at once. And that's what 2 means. 2 things can be true at once. That's what you have to think about too. 2 things can be true at once. Okay. So that's 2. And then the next number was 5. Now, 5 is also another number of balance. Did you see how in her sequences, her 188 went right along with 1 meant? So it magnified the meaning of 1 and 8 together. It kept just repeating that message in that. That's the message she needed to get for 1 and 8 because they literally deliver the same message. Yeah. 2 and 5 deliver the same similar message, but 5 is a harder because it gives you a little balance, but it gives you a little, it dips you a little further on one end of the next, right? So what 5 is, it's a wanderlust type of number, what they call it. It's a breaking boundaries kind of number, right? Because it's one of the first numbers outside of 3, after 3, that breaks up balance. Because it's 2, 2, and then a 1. Or 2 and then a 3.
Oh, she's in.
So it breaks up, right, some of that balance. But what it does, it gives you a balance in the changes of life that you're going to go through. So with 5 is a number of independence and freedoms. So first you had the duality and balance, and then you had to balance out your, it said balance out your freedom, your curiosity, your exploration. So you see numbers, and a 5 is a number of freedom, setting you free. What is curiosity? Same as freedom, right? Somebody who goes and explore. You're free to be curious and explore. So curiosity. Then you got freedom, curiosity, exploration, rebirth. Messenger. Number 5 is a messenger number. It takes you through 2 realms. It takes you through crossroads. So 2 realms, right? A crossroad is a line, which side of the road you're going to go on. So that's number 5. It's 2 realms. It is a rebirth. It helps you explore. It brings you to a crossroad in life. You have to make a decision. It challenges you. It takes you on a new adventure, and it asks you to be adaptable. Um, it gives you grace and power to overcome things, break free from dogma, societal norms, emancipation, and possibilities. So 5 is a number of freedom, emancipation, and possibilities. And then the next one I think she had up there was the 8. No, yeah, it was the 8. And we already found out that 8 is a divine plan. So we take 2, balance. You take her 5, it is exploration. And then 8 is divine plan. So there will be balance as you explore and change and grow and go through these things. Um, and then you will have you'll be able to have the power to overcome as you go through. Okay? And then her last number was, I think, on the warship was the 519. So 5 we did, right? We talked about 5. 5 is balance, is change, is independence, is freedom, is curiosity, is spirit. What does a ship do? A ship, it kind of takes you places. You get to explore a new place. You go to do stuff. Now, this is a warship she saw. So it's the power to overcome. It gives you grace, favor, new experiences. And then 5 touches on your senses, right? You have your 5 senses. So you have the sense to, your 5 senses. Then you have your 5 fingers and toes. It's a very pivotal number. We have 5 points of access on our body. You got your left arm, your right arm, your left foot, your right foot, and then you have your head, which goes up here. So 5, they said, is one of the most powerful numbers because it's the one that gives us our 5 body points. It gives us our 5 senses, and it gives us our 5 fingers and toes. And then there's so many other things that 5 connect to. 5 is a number of rebirth, to break free from dogmas, societal norms, things like that. It is also a number of bull, sheep, dove, and pigeon and goat. So it is a number a number that provides, right? And then her next number was 1. Again, 1, that was that powerful number. And then the last number, the only number we didn't go over, was 9. Now, 9 is the best number in the world, right? Number 1 is the beginning of everything. Number 5 is one of the most complicated numbers we have because it challenges us. Number 5 challenges. I'm sorry, you got your 1 is beginning. 5 is it challenges us. It is the one that pushes us to create, to explore, to just become our best selves, right? That's number 5. But 9, Kaya saw 519. 9 is a number of completion. There's no higher number in the whole world that you can get than number 9. It is the number of finality. It is complete. You got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you got 0 again, right? Starts the next sequence. Now, only time the 0 has a value or a numerical value is once it comes after the 9. Before that, it has no value. But right after the 9, because 9 is the end, it is also the beginning. See how powerful that is? 1 is only the beginning. But 9 is the ending and the beginning. Because it ends one thing and allows for the next to begin. So everything reduces back to 9. You and I do, and everything in the world. You can't put a number together in this world and reduce it, and it will not come back to 9. It is the universal number of the whole world. And so 9 is, there's 360 degrees in this circle. That's 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. 0 holds no value. You make that circle, you are complete. 9 is the maximum of possibilities there are. Nine is the 9 of months makes to birth anything, to birth us. It is the number of months it takes to make creation. There are 9 planets. There are 9 body systems, which I could read out for you. And every number reduced equals 9. 9, magic, wisdom, creator, ultimate achievement, completion, finisher, what has been started, ultimate achiever, beginning or completing something. Last in the 10 basic number system is the last and limit of all things that is, has a hidden code that affects every human on earth. Every time 9 ends, 1 begins. 9 always come back to itself. Okay? 9 is the number of God. He created it as the Alpha and the Omega to be able to, what scientists do is use 9 as their common denominator to create everything that they do. And so it is the number 1. It is called the magic and the creator number. So every number in Kaya's dream, every number.
And I want to piggyback off of you when you have a second.
Yeah. Every number in her dream gave us some very similar messages, but it gave us mostly to say that there's divine plans, to be confident, to have strength, that you'll be able to overcome, that there's some new beginnings, and everything will come full circle. So, powerful. I mean, that's just what the meaning of the numbers was. Now, I did want to say real quick about some of the things in her actual dream that I discovered, which was construction, right? Construction is the building of things. A home, a house, right, is only divided only when everybody is not on one accord. So a house divided cannot stand. So this house, this family, in my opinion, is under construction. It is a house and a family under construction that is God is trying to work on and build. Lots of workers there. In that house was Eddie and a lot of workers, right? There was loads of change and money. Change, right? Not the change Kaya is talking about, but the change that is coming. Okay? Lots of change. She said there's loads of change. Loads of change. So
sorry. Wait, and the being reluctant of like picking up the change because like you want to be seen. I think that's like scared of like what's gonna happen when the change comes, or like kind of like the hesitant of like finally getting change, but like what it's gonna look like. So it's kind of like
change gonna look like.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, because that feeds off of the numbers you were seeing. Because like I was telling Livia, my mom broke them down individually. I went and took a look at them as a whole.
Yeah.
So to piggyback what my mother was saying and what Olivia just said, with the apprehensions about those coins and should you take them or leave them, or maybe are they for you right now? And let me know if I'm wrong.
And everybody was leaving as she was trying to pick it up. So she feels like she's running out of time for stuff.
Yeah. And those numbers were like numbers of reassurance for you. And kind of never mind what those people at the table were talking about. That's not for you to even worry about.
That's worrying about
because
that's worrying
you
about
on your own. So when I looked at the numbers as a whole,
you so much, and then focus on what you need to focus.
Well, I'm gonna say one thing about the couple though. The couple wasn't so much. They were very aware. But the woman, it was something about her look that was powerful. It was nothing that they were saying, but it was something that was very powerful about her stare. versus the male, which I know probably what that means because, especially black woman, because it was a black couple, but I also feel like there was a foreign couple. And her stare was very intense. Like it was boring into me, but it was unconsciously boring into me.
Well, keep in mind, I don't know, Kai. That's just so sad. I mean, I don't know what Eddie and his life is, so maybe those are his people since he was in the dream.
Yeah, because the simple fact that he was in the dream was pretty odd to me in itself. But then I associated the couple as being something more of who he is. And so...
Well, what number did you see first, Kaya?
The first number that I mentioned, what was the first number I said up there from? I think it was the 2.
It was 519, I think.
No, I think the 519 was on the warship.
What is his address? Yeah, but you said 258 and 519.
Okay, so the 258 was first, and then it was the 519. I don't know.
You don't know his address?
No.
You know his date of birth?
Well, I don't think it has nothing really to do with him. I think he was just a catalyst. I think he was just a catalyst in the dream. Right. So it just was like an association to construction, but...
Well, I'm going to give angels signal of those numbers.
Okay.
And 258 is a sign from angels that there's no need to worry. So whatever that's there with any kind of worry, whatever it is, they're telling you there's no need to worry. And what was the second number you seen?
I know.
The 519.
In what order?
519.
And tell you that's just what they tell you. Every time they believe that you're seeing these in sequences, right? So when those sites that you're looking at give you information,
no, Ma, I'm not looking
at it as if like you see those as in sequence, like how we see 22 all the time. They're trying to focus on people who kind of see those all the time. But she only saw it one time, and so I tried to go to sites that only show what the individual numbers was and put together.
Yeah, I looked at like what the number, if you see the number as a whole.
Yeah,
but
and they
what does it signify as an angel number?
How you see it all the time. Those sites.
But I want to see what though, because I didn't look up any of the numbers. But I would like to hear what they see if they have any comparison though.
Yeah, because that's what I said. It's kind of piggybacking on things my mother was saying at the same time of what she was saying as breaking them down. But 519 is the angel signal to say. So first it was like saying don't worry, right? And that's why I personally asked what order you seen them in, because it can. Hey, you guys stop fighting so loud.
Why are you still up? Is there no school tomorrow?
Playing. Who, Mom? What are you talking about? I'm talking to the dogs.
Is school tomorrow?
Yes, Mom. Why are you talking about the kids are in the bed? I was talking to the dogs.
They be doing that.
So the first one is saying don't worry. It's the angel sign to say if you see that number, and specifically, in a dream, it's telling you don't worry. 519 is saying that there will be a positive change as long as you have proper support. So, and they're basically saying they're there to embrace your opportunities that's unfolding in your life, but you have to move forward with a positive outlook and looking for positive change. You can't have basically the worry and stuff attached to that. The what ifs and is this right? Am I just go with what it is you have in mind?
Well, 5 is a number of grace and power to overcome.
And then the 188 specifically, it's used in a lot of things. I was even telling you that beforehand when they first said that number. 88 is used in a lot of things. But that 188, like my mother was saying, that's the one to start off all things. That 188 is an angel number expressing that it will give you abundance, prosperity with those new beginnings. But you have to trust in your abilities and actually take action towards those goals. And again, don't worry. So I don't know if you have any worries or any apprehensions.
Yeah, that's the anxiety.
Feeling uneasy about either what support is going to come with it, or if you can follow through with it on your own. what that plan looks like for you in the future. Is it all going to unfold the way you're wanting it to unfold? That's a little bit of my own little thing in there, sorry. But they're saying that they're there to guide. They have their hands on whatever it is you're trying to do. You just have to kind of let go and just move forward at this time. Don't even worry about anything else. You know, whether anybody else is in, whether you're all the way in or not.
That's powerful because that's very but that's very powerful because I've been just us coming doing this back again and everything like that. I think it's always like a level of fear for me that it comes and it goes, and so you want to put your energy into what the family and what friends and what everybody is doing. But at the same time, I have this fear like I'm going to end up back doing it by myself again. Or, I'm the assistance that people say they're going to give, then they're going to take it away and they're not going to give it. So that might be exactly what it is, because those are exactly the feelings that I've been having lately. And I'm always in the mode of wanting to do things by myself, but I also want to include everybody.
She can tell you she gets from me. I tell her that's the problem with everybody having, right? Far as the NAB by Isha you. Now, I mean, honestly, y'all got y'all plans, right? And me, like I say, I'm here to support. But they're not my dreams. None of this stuff is mine. I try to tell mommy, none of it's mine. I have nothing. Anything that I jump on right now is in support of you guys and everybody else. Because let me tell you, I truly believe in my heart, God got me. I don't worry about anything ever, any day, ever, ever, ever. I know it looks careless. It doesn't look like a plan. But my plan is to trust God. And I'm going to be okay. He's been doing just fine. So, I'm here to support those who don't have that kind of conviction. That's not where they are. Like, look, you can say what you want. You can live in woo-woo world, but we're going to go ahead and live in this real planet, and we're going to take care of these things. So, I'm there to support because I don't have a dog in the fight. And that's what I be feeling like a lot of times when I join these meetings. I don't have a dog in the fight because I don't have any land. I don't have any plans. I have nothing. But
from you have your knowledge. You have knowledge. You have plenty to impart. That was very good. You actually need to be a dream narrator because it was really good. You can start a podcast and narrate. Tell people to send in their dreams and you'll narrate it. You and Sequina together.
You think if people don't want to hear it, right? Because I had to block y'all out for a few seconds and go about my business with this dream interpretation. Because I can see people checking out on me. I can see Olivia and them laughing and like, Lord.
No fun because it was very hilarious. That's what it was. It was funny. It was very entertaining. Yes. That's what happened.
I saw Jaquee. Jaquee was my confidence. I said, well, you got Jaquee like. I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish. Jaquee is listening to me.
Is she this? Can she hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I offered, I'm going to tell you, I offered Tweety half of my acres, and it was my whole spirit, it's like something just went through me. You understand? Because, so she can start moving forward, and as long as
she got a farmer that's gonna be next door.
Well, actually, she offered a half to Jihad, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
Have you a farmer next door to you? Goats, chickens.
And I'm not offering any to my children, but I'm offering it to my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. You understand? And like I said,
well, Ma, you have to make that official by going to get it separated.
That's what I told her. I said I need her to have that part deed in her name. I told her you have to show me how to do it. And
you got to go to planning and zoning.
She when you plan on going up to Virginia and seeing your land?
I think they was going on 17.
Are you still getting up there by the 17th?
I'll be out there by the 15th or the 16th.
Well, the boys gonna be in Texas.
All the men in the family gonna be in Texas.
I think I'm thinking about taking Jakaya to Mexico for spring break.
Mexico?
Yeah. My birthday. My birthday. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm finished recording. I'm finished recording then.
Moses, they going up there for a birthday behind everybody, even they
When do they ever do something productive?
even my senior